still basking in the avalanche of birthday gifts and well wishes from his family. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to go on. A mandate. You get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. One of our favorites, Erik Griffin, is back in studio.
Happy birthday. I didn't know. When was your birthday?
It was a week ago.
Oh, man, I feel terrible now.
I told everybody.
You didn't tell me.
In New York, sorry. I said, I like Achievement Day, not birthday. So my thing is like pick your day of your best achievement.
Right.
And then see if you can beat it and move the date.
I like that.
So maybe was you making the all-conference team in high school or something. And then at some point you got your law degree or you became partner in the law firm or something. Have these little moments, achievement days, and celebrate those days.
Well, I guess you also get to a certain age where you're just celebrating, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes an achievement day eventually.
Yeah, it's like, I made it. Another year.
I guess once you pass, I think, let's modify this. If the average life expectancy for a male or a female, whichever you are, in the country you're in the time you're in it, like in the United States, off the top of my head, but the average life expectancy for a male would be like 77 and 4 months or something.
Right. So 79 you celebrate every year.
78. Like whenever you get past that date, then we celebrate you having a heartbeat. Before that, we'll celebrate the achievements because, as I explained, everyone has a birthday. They don't need to be celebrated. What I'm saying is like Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini, Ellen, they've all had all the great evils of our time have had birthdays.
So what's your big achievement day then? Of all the things you've done, and you've done a lot of things.
And by the way, you shitting out kids is not an achievement because everyone's done that as well. Everyone's had a birthday.
Actually, staying around with your kids is actually the achievement, I feel like.
Right. Yeah, okay. It could be making your last payment for their college education or something like that.
So what's yours? Give it to us.
I'm a hypocrite because I never figured out my own. But
that's one of those like, guys, tell me how good I am.
No, the sad
is it the first day of this podcast? Is it when okay? We can't say your kids because you already shit on that. So the kids are out no matter what.
They've been out for a while.
They've been out for a while. It's not getting married or staying married.
Now, sadly, winning the Toyota Grand Prix, I think, would be my achievement day.
Oh wow,
that was the day I was most happy.
Okay.
So I'll keep that for now.
So happy Grand Prix Day.
Yes.
Well, Adam, I know you don't really like to celebrate birthdays, but listener Robert sent another cameo in. Remember, in the past, he gave you one from Natasha Henstridge.
Oh, that's right.
And then one from Sid Croft.
Yes. You know Natasha Henstridge? Species.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Achievement Day. First time I saw Species.
Her dad and mom could claim an achievement day for having her. Because when you get a shot of her at age 19 in Species, you don't do better. You do not do better than that.
Is that one of your? Is that your celebrity crush?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, top of the list. Is there a top 5?
Most of them are dudes. But yeah.
But admiring a dude and also being like, is this like if you could get a pass from your wife, it would be Natasha, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
So listener.
Yeah, Robert Linfesti. So he went.
He goes on Cameo every year.
Yeah, and he gets you a nice Cameo message.
I like that.
From celebrities.
Yeah.
Are you on Cameo? I'm on Cameo.
Yeah. All right.
So
what do we got?
Let's see it.
Hello, Adam Carolla, man of many talents.
That's Cheryl Ladd?
This is Cheryl Ladd.
Oh, yeah.
And little birdie told me that I was your favorite angel.
Yes.
You know I love that.
Oh, yeah.
And also, it's your birthday. 59.
Oof.
Wow. I sure wish I was going to be 59.
Yeah, I'd
Hope
like to
you
put
have a
6 in front of that
fantastic
9, baby.
And don't ever stop ranting about red turn arrows, traffic, and taxes. Okay? Birthday kisses to you. Mwah. Oh, and your mijo, Robert, wanted to thank you for another fantastic year of podcasting. Keep it up.
She's a pro.
She's 71.
She's amazing.
It's incredible. Yes.
She can still get it. That's all I'm saying.
My favorite 4 words from my childhood, like watching 70s TV, my favorite, I think it's 4 words. Oh, no, 5 words. Would be when once a year you turn on, I'd watch Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
And Charlie would be on the squawk box. And that was a big deal to have a speaker on your desk, you know?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, Angels, we're going to Hawaii. And I was like, God damn, yes, because that means Cheryl Ladd in a bikini.
Yeah.
She was
Wonder
awesome.
Woman. Wonder Woman was my jam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Linda Carter.
Of course.
Oh, you
yeah.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Hard to do better than Linda Carter.
Yeah. It just you know, and then like even when I was a young lad, I would like grab a bunch of clothes, hold it in my hand, and then I would spin around and throw them. Because that's what she would do. That would be my favorite thing. With, you know, she'd be Wonder Woman. You know, it was like,
Oh, you would actually pretend to be
yeah.
Wonder Woman
I would
too.
pretend to be, you know, because I'd be like, yes. You know what I mean?
It had a bit of a kick-ass theme song that nobody really remembers. Boom, 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 boom. She's Wonder Woman. Oh man,
She's great. She still looks great because she's on that new show Supergirl. She's like doing a cameo, not as her, but as someone else. But she's still in that universe. So good for her.
Yeah, when she got out her lasso of truth, and put it around the dude, and she'd be like struggling with him, but she's wearing this weird one-piece haltery kind of cleavagey thing, and she'd be like, "Can you tell me the truth?" She'd put her arms together and yank on it, and the titties were just bouncing around.
It was very, you know, it was. If you think back to 70s TV, there was a lot of like. You know, we had Bewitched. You know, she was a great figure. And then her cousin Sabrina, she was playing 2 characters, right? Then you had I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman.
I know. I watched all that shit, and then I'd walk.
Charlie's Angels.
Then I'd walk into my mom's room and see that load dying on a mattress on the floor, and I just go, God damn! Couldn't I've got Bewitched? You could just use your nose right now, and I could have a mini bike or go-kart. Yeah, there was quite an aesthetic chasm between my mom and the ladies of TV back then.
If you even think about Bewitched, and even I Dream of Jeannie, this idea that this husband that has a magic wife would be like, "No, babe, don't use that. I'm going to work."
Well, not
like, come on.
Oh yeah, he forbid her from using magic.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's like, are you kidding me?
Don't
what
you
What are we
think?
talking? You think,
Eric? Do you think? See, here's what I think I would do if I had the limitless possibilities of the hot witch wife. I would start with like a noble proclamation.
Yeah.
Right. I'd be like, I'm doing it on my own. I'm a self-made man. I don't need you tilting the field in my direction. I'm taking care of my own business. But then at some point, I'd have a couple of martinis, and I'd be like, I want to fucking polish off that box of donuts in there, but I don't want to see it on my waist. Could you just use the nose to make those keto-friendly or something? And I'd go, just the one time. It's just I'm just ordering a pizza. I don't want it to end up on my belly. So let's just make an exception for this one time. And then at some point, you'd be discussing like resodding the front lawn. And you'd be like, you'd get the estimate, you know, and then the guy'd be like, it's going to take 9 to 14 weeks to come in. And you'd be like, just the carbs and the sod. But after that, nothing.
Cut it off.
And then at some point, you'd be diagnosed with testicular cancer, and you'd be like, bring the nose in.
You're at your advertising job for like an hour before you're like, you know what?
Right.
I think I'm good. babe, I'm coming home, and we're going to Tahiti.
Right.
You know, like imagine, okay, you're going to take your wife on vacation, and then you're looking at, you're getting like the flight, the hotel, and all this. Now you're like, babe, just
do it.
Just get us there, you know?
And not only Tahiti, but Tahiti in 1951 when Marlon Brando owned the island. You know what I mean? Like, forget about Tahiti now. We'll go back to Tahiti when $10 I could buy 6 people in Tahiti.
You know, it's so funny that you said that because in my mind I was thinking about on that show how she would always like the Andorra, whoever it was, would always bring back, like Benjamin Franklin would be brought back. You know what I mean? They would always do that on the show. So that's the kind of stuff. Yeah, I would be like, babe, let's go back to when Google started, and I'm going to put $100,000 in some Google stock and leave it in a safe deposit box. Now let's go forward.
Yeah.
No, you're right. What
what I
I
mean?
would do is I would do a workaround. Like I'd be like, look, I'm going to earn my money. I just need to go back before the '94 Super Bowl, and I'll make some bets.
Oh,
but this
so we're
isn't
doing
on
Back
you.
to the Future.
This isn't you. I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous to think you have a magic wife with limitless power, and you are going to sit here and be like, "No, babe, I need you to do housework."
Yeah, he really
How
underused
dumb?
her.
Wow? Just the masculine nonsense of that is like she's washing dishes.
Yeah.
She's washing dishes and vacuuming.
She's always vacuuming.
She's always vacuuming.
The fakest, but I've said many times, as insane as Dr. Bombay was and Andorra and Ben Franklin blinking into their living room, still the most, if anyone who's been married will understand, the most incomprehensible, bizarre, fantastical part of that whole series is when he got home from work, he would walk right up to the mini bar, open the lid to the ice bucket, and it was full of fresh ice. That's, if you've been married, that's the most insane part of that entire endeavor.
That's when she used her magic, probably.
She probably did use her nose to fill the ice bucket.
She hears the car coming up and she's like, okay. You know what I mean? And then the ice.
I love that we lived in a time where that'd be an issue. Like, I'm coming home at 5:15. I'm going to start drinking pretty hard as soon as I get home. Like, as soon as I get home, and if that fucking bucket isn't filled with fresh ice, I'm going to be pissed, and it's going to be your fault.
If I come in here and you're vacuuming and that ice bucket isn't full, we're going to have a situation.
You push your vacuuming ass over to the freezer. You can vacuum to the freezer. You get some ice. By the way, ice wasn't easy back then. They didn't have ice dispensers on. They had aluminum pans with a handle that froze shut with slats in it they worked about as well as those metal blinds worked in your school, you know, where you tried to lift it and one side came up and then you try to open it and the fucking cord would jam. They had ice makers. They were ice cube trays. They were aluminum. I don't know why they were aluminum, but they weren't stainless steel and they weren't plastic. Now they have the plastic ones and you sort of twist them and the ice pops out. Aluminum with a handle. And the handle was like a breaker handle, like an e-brake. And you'd pull the handle up and it'd break, like kind of crush them, and then you could dump it into the bucket. But there was 2 things. The aluminum pan would freeze in the freezer, and when you touched it, your skin would come off.
Yes.
Because your fingers would cling to it like putting your tongue on a flagpole on a winter day. The handle would freeze shut. You'd pull on the handle, but you couldn't get the handle up. And they sold 200 million units of this ice cube tray that did not work for 61 years. That's all we had. So filling the ice cube bucket at the bar was a much taller order in the 60s. Now you could hold the bucket under the ice dispenser in the freezer or whatever. No. You had to pull. And to fill that bucket, multiple trays. Not one tray.
He would come home and just,
walk in there. Start drinking.
And then he wouldn't.
By the way,
he would have the tongs too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they never asked, like, hey, sweetheart, it's 5:30. It's a Tuesday. Like, you're just pouring yourself a highball and sitting on the sofa. But it was also understood that the guy worked.
Yeah.
And he's done working.
Yeah.
and you push the vacuum, and I'll have the highball.
And his wife with limitless magic is sitting here vacuuming.
And the guys would be bothered because they're sitting there with their highball trying to read the sports page, and she's pushing the vacuum by her feet. And it's like, come on, babe. Come on. This is torture now. The idea that you'd be perturbed. Could you imagine being perturbed when a woman was cleaning around you? Like, I'm going to sit on this sofa, you clean around me, and I'll be sort of put off. Like, what do I got to do? Move your drink now. I want to wipe the table down. Oh, come on. Yeah. I don't deserve this.
Times have changed, huh?
Yeah, not in a good way.
Technology.
Not in a good way.
Oh, you want to go back to those days?
No, I don't want to go back to it. I'd like to get closer to it. And same with race. You know what I mean? I don't want to go back to Jim Crow. I just want to inch toward it. Just incrementally. Not the full move. Oh, man. You understand? All right. We have...
Well, that was a long little rant we just went on.
I know.
Can we start the show?
all based on Cheryl Ladd.
I know.
Cheryl Ladd, the best.
Yeah.
Of the three. But you're right. If you're working on your sort of Mount Rushmore of 70s hot, Linda Carter in the brunette department, Cheryl Ladd in the blonde department. You're covered. All right. We have it's a clip. Speaking of going back to days of yore, I was watching the NFL Network before I came in, which I'm apt to do. They'll play the old playoff games from the 90s and stuff like that. Just weird. Just hearing all the names of all the guys you forgot about, and seeing how the game has changed, how much bigger the shoulder pads were and stuff like that, and what they let you get away with and so on and so forth. But they're playing this clip of Coach Jimmy Johnson from the Cowboys. And this is from 1989. Somebody on the team he wanted to know where somebody was. Like, why aren't you in this drill? And the guy's like, I got asthma.
Yeah, the kicker.
And he goes off on him.
Oh, I love it.
Which you could never do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
The stories are legendary. Him waving the kicker with asthma, sending him off to the asthma field as he cut him.
Son, are you part of this group? Yes, sir. Asthma, my get over there on that other field and have some asthma. Get out of here.
Imagine.
He's the new coach. That was his first year as a coach.
By the way, if anyone wants to know how come 3/4 of the kids have asthma now and none of them had it when I was a kid, or were allergic to peanuts and now everyone's allergic, things magically go away when guys yell at you. Like, because you go, who's the next guy's going to say he has asthma? You'd just be sitting there with your inhaler. You'd put a towel over your head. You'd turn your back. You'd shuck up on your Primatine, and just, I don't have asthma. I have asthma. Get out of here. That's the asthma field. Yells at the guy. That was a different time.
Yes, it was. A completely different time. I mean.
But to be fair to Jimmy Johnson, he's a kicker. You know what I mean? Like, asthma or not. Yeah. What do you need? What do you need when you're a kicker?
Dude, you have one job, and you work on this. You occasionally have to tackle when the rest of the team messes up.
Yeah.
And then you have the right to be mad. Imagine being a kicker. You kick, and you're like, okay. Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, no, now I got to, man. Now you got to go try to tackle. But you have one job. When a kicker misses a field goal in a really important part of the game, I'm like, your locker should be cleared.
You're a professional.
That's all you do. Remember when the dude from Buffalo missed the Super Bowl?
Was watching on the NFL Network last night.
I mean, they
did a profile on Andre Reed, and that was part of it.
They brought him back.
Yeah, Christie. I think it was Christie.
Back.
Yeah.
No, Scott Norwood.
Oh, Norwood missed it on Buffalo. Yeah, Christie was kicking when Buffalo played Houston in the 93 whatever playoff game where they were down 35-3 and came back and won the game. It was a crazy, crazy game. I literally remember where I was in a playoff game in 1993. Buffalo is at home. Buffalo is at some point down to Warren Moon and the Houston Oilers 35-3 at the half, or probably 28-3 at the half, and then Frank Reich throws a pick six to right when they come back. It's now 35-3, and they fucking come back and win the game. It was crazy. But yeah, Scott Norwood, okay, it's 47 yards, which was a little bit of a far field goal back in the day. People forget. Well, everything is sort of in a dome now. Kickers are really good, and 50, 55, 58 sort of pedestrian. But off of grass, outdoors, 1990, 47 was considered about the end of everyone's range. There wasn't a lot of 50-yarders back then.
But he missed. It's not like
he didn't miss it bad, though.
It's not like he missed it like where it was about to hit the thing. No. This sucker was wide left or right.
He had
plenty of leg on it.
Plenty of leg, but he missed it. But it wasn't like oh my God, we got to fire this guy, because it was 47. It didn't miss by too much, and
but it's not about about how far he missed it. It's about when he missed it.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Okay,
Bills down by 1, 4 seconds left.
Yeah. All right, and then they went on to lose 3 in a row, 3 Super Bowls in a row after this. Well, 3 after this.
Yeah.
So the closest they ever got was that one, which was pretty damn
they got
close.
their ass beat after that. You know?
Yes.
But I'm just saying there are moments in time where, like, here's another one. If you remember Randy Moss's rookie year with Randall Cunningham as the quarterback. They run. I don't know if it was. Yeah, I think it was. And then they're in the NFC Championship game. Mm-hmm. And this all-time great kicker missed the field goal for them to win the game.
Yeah, the guy who never missed, but
he never missed it. So it's that's what you remember. I'm just saying that's your job. You know?
Yeah, it's your job. I get it. You're not thought of as a great athlete because whenever, as Eric was saying, whenever the punt returner or the kick returner would get past everyone, they do this thing where they go, he's just got the kicker to beat, and that meant he's scoring. But once in a blue moon, once in a while, and this is the worst thing you could have as an NFL speedster man of color. Once in a while, there is some jock kicker once in a blue moon who runs down like Rocket Ishmael and takes him out at the 18, and you're fucked when the kicker blows you up. When the kicker jacks you up or catches you, he's not even wearing 2 of the same shoes. That guy's got one flip-flop and one cleat, and he just caught your ass. Once in a while, there's a stud kicker.
They're in the locker room like, the kicker?
Yeah, that's right.
You got the kicker?
That'd be like when Tom Chambers jammed on you. It was just, all right, look it up.
Ooh, Tom Chambers. I remember that. Yeah, he was great.
All right. I got some gay pride stuff to get into.
Top 10 white boy of all time, I think.
Chambers? Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give him that. He was a big jammer. Yeah. We'll introduce Eric to the BIN, Black Information Network, which Dawson's cooked something up. And we'll do all that right after this. Let me tell you about Turo. Innovative. It's the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want, wherever you want, from a community of local hosts. Browse a huge selection of vehicles for just about any occasion or budget. Book an SUV or a minivan for a family road trip, a pickup truck for some errands, or even test drive an EV. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Find your drive. Forget your boring rental cars at Turo, Turo.com. Let me tell you about Meter. Not too late to shop for Father's Day. And he doesn't need another tie or cordless phone charger or portable speaker. Now, he needs Meter, the smart meat thermometer that guarantees a perfect cook every time. Monitors chicken, lamb chops, steaks, prime rib, and gives a countdown so you can spend time with your family or having a beer, and you'll know it's ready to come off the grill or out of the oven when it's ready at the height of flavor. Comes with cloud service for limited range, so if you got to make a run, you make a run. As long as you got your phone, you got Meter, it'll keep you informed. You can use it in a grill, oven, pan, air fryer, literally anywhere. It's a perfect gift for the dad in your life so he can level up his grilling game, and anybody who's really into grilling, but especially dad. Get a Meter, right, Dawson?
Shop now on Meter.com to access the special Father's Day 20% off deal. Barbecue season is coming. Get dad grilling with the best meat thermometer out there and get it now at 20% off on Meter.com. That's MEATER.com.
See, the main problem, too, is how funny fat is. See how we're laughing? Fat is funny as shit. I'm an actor, okay? When you're in you see the script and it says, you're a thief. Guess what? You're not a thief. It says you're crazy. I'm not crazy. When it says you're fat, you're probably fat. Fat is just funny. Fat is the only disease that we don't care. We just laugh at it. We make jokes about it. It's the only disease. I mean, obesity kills people every single day, right? But nobody else would be like, oh, they go Cancer Charlie. What up, Cancer Charlie? Oh, they go Cancer Tina. No, Tina. What up, girl? Oh, look, you're mortified. See what I'm saying? That's my whole fucking point. But if it's somebody fat, you're just like, ha, 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 hey, hey.
Erik Griffin is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Oh. Eric, very funny stand-up.
Thank you. I forgot that stuff.
Did my last show at the Improv and just crushed it.
You know what I loved about that is like Jay Leno was up after me, and I'm on stage and I look over and I see Jay Leno standing there and he's just laughing, I just went like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's just one of there's two moments I can remember like that now that I'm adding that now to that moment because another time I performed in front of Robert De Niro.
Wow.
And I'm doing my thing and I look out in the crowd and De Niro's like,
he's laughing.
You know what I mean? Just going in, and I was like, "Oh, this is great."
Achievement Day?
Yeah, that's a good. I like it.
And
the day I made De Niro laugh.
And Leno would be my achievement day because it's the day I said to him, "Go downstairs and pretend to laugh at Eric's set, and he'll feel so good."
You had to take it away from me, huh, you bastard. He just took it away. He snatched it away from me.
Eric's got dates, by the way. Nashville, Tennessee, Zanies Comedy Club, which is a really fun club. Huntsville, Alabama, Stand Up Live, June 22nd through the 24th. I think I'm coming to Huntsville.
You're there this Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I think maybe we're adding a show. We'll see that. Zanies in Rosemont, by the way, Illinois. ErikGriffin.com is where you can go, and you can find out all the dates there. All right, so we got some BIN network news. We also, in the unthinkable when you were a kid department, so I know Chris's childhood decently. I know Eric's. I know a little about your childhood. And so this would have been unthinkable, which is I was in New York. I was with my daughter, and she wanted to go to the top of the Empire State Building. And I was like, all right, we'll go to the top of the Empire State Building. And then I got in there, and I found out they sell tickets to the top of the Empire State Building.
Oh, you thought you could just walk in, take the elevator to press the top button?
This should be in the Adam is cheap news.
I'm also way the fuck off. Oh, you know what we should do? We should blame Disneyland.
Yeah.
Because what happened is Disneyland tickets are $340 or something now.
Yeah,
and so lesser attractions like Winchester Mystery House are like, fuck, we'll charge $45. It'll be a steal. There's nothing. You know what I mean? Just go up to the... And I was talking to Dr. Drew. And so this is the worst ever because this is cheap on cheap on cheap. So we get to the Empire State. So I talked to Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew's down at Hudson Yards. I tell him I'm kind of in the Empire State Building's on like 36th and 5th or something or whatever. I'm kind of in the middle of town. It's a Saturday. He's like, oh, why don't I take the train in and I'll meet you and we'll have a beer or something. I'm like, yeah, all right. That sounds good. I'm with my daughter. We're going to check out the Empire State Building. I got a show that night, but we got a couple hours. Just let me hit you when I go to buy tickets. They're $50 a piece.
$50?
$50 a piece
To do what?
to go to the top
to go
of the
up.
Empire State Building.
King Kong better be up there
Yeah.
picking you up when you get up there.
So I get in there. I spend $50 a ticket, and then all of a sudden, I get up. I just get off the elevator at the top,
Right.
And I'm like, and I get the text from Drew, like, "Hey, I'm downtown. Like, where are you?" Like, I was like, "Give me a minute. Don't go do anything.
Yeah, he
I'm
went
gonna
too
go to the Empire State Building. I'll hit you." He's like, "I'm here. Where do you want to meet?" And then now I'm at the top of the Empire State. I spent $50 on a ticket. Drew's somewhere at some pub, waiting, and I'm like, "Wrap it up. We got to get down.
Man,
We
you're
got to
like,
get
I'm
down."
$100 in. I can't
I'm $100 in. So we ran in a circle
Sorry,
to
Drew.
see the view as fast as we could. Like that's Hudson Yards over there. That's the Statue of Liberty over there. That's a Hudson River over there. And there's where John Gotti was murdered. All right, let's go.
1 foot has been in the elevator the whole time.
Right, bring it down. But in the annals of things your parents would have never paid for, $100 to go to the top of a building
Yeah, that sounds crazy to me.
Wouldn't happen.
wouldn't happen,
No.
right?
No.
You can imagine how high you are. Just
But
look
do
up.
you think it is Disney that is now dragging up the price of the lesser events? You know what I mean? Like Empire State Building's like, it's fine, but it's not Disneyland. But if Disney's going $300, then you can go 50.
And people are paying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, because there's nothing to do with children anymore. Like Disney's literally the last game in town. Mm-hmm. Like think about that. You think about you live in LA. Where are you taking your kids?
Oh, well, I can tell you where I went because it was free.
Yeah, I know.
But you'll be miserable. The La Brea Tar Pit.
Right,
It's like,
right.
That's
Yeah.
a skull
Yeah, after
of a coyote from 200 years ago. I was like, can we get the fuck out of here? I'm getting depressed.
There's like a paw sticking out of the mud. You're like, okay, at the Brea Tar Pits, yeah. But after that, you go to that once. Okay, you go to that once a year.
They know
then where
nothing.
do you go? There's nothing.
They know
And
nothing
know.
about entertainment there.
Universal Studios knows. Disneyland knows. And they're like, we're the only game in town, and it's going to be $375. And you can get a family pack for $1,500 or something. You know what I mean?
The La Brea Tar Pits is so devoid of entertainment that their idea of entertainment is at some point you can look through glass and see college students with dusters like dusting off a femur bone or something. See some guy with bad skin. He's actually working on. And then they do this thing. It's like, all these fossils, they came from here. It's always just 2 million years ago. I'm like, oh, so the Arco station wasn't here 2 million years ago? Like, my mind is not blown. Nothing was here.
Right.
Nothing was here.
We're
there was no Wilshire
surrounded
Boulevard.
we're surrounded by apartments and shops. There's
Right.
a Curves and a Panda Express. You know what I mean? Like it's like we get it.
Well, nothing was here. We
Nothing
get
was
it.
here.
We get it.
Yeah.
And
We
the
built a city around this. How crazy is that?
tar, which usually has some like McDonald's wrapper stuck in it, has fiberglass woolly mammoths like stuck in it, but it's not even real.
You know what the worst experience I've had of that kind of thing is being in Egypt and going to see the pyramids and thinking, what a dump this is. Like there's just Coke cans and like trash everywhere. And you just go, wow, this is one of the wonders of the world. And this is how you're taking care of it? It's crazy. Crazy thought. I don't know if have you been to
Never
Egypt?
been to.
Oh
never been to
man, the
Egypt.
whole place should be bulldozed and started over.
Really?
Yeah, you're on the freeway and then like a bus will stop. Just a bus will stop and then a family will get off with 2 goats and and you're just kind of like, this is a metropolitan city that is like so nice in one part, really bad in other parts, and then it's just the wealth is just like way at the top and everybody else is poor, and you're just kind of like, what's going on here? When you see something like that, like the pyramids are one of those things where you're like, oh, you want to go see this, and I was just like, oh my god. Me and Sebastian Maniscalco, we got scammed. We took a camel ride and they scammed us.
Really? When was this?
Oh man, so long ago.
I don't think I've ever met Sebastian.
What? Oh,
I don't think I've ever met him.
Well, you got to get him on.
Yeah, he's great. I don't think I've.
Just came out of a movie with De Niro.
I know. De Niro, your number one fan.
Yeah, we got. We need comedian movies to do well, so they can start making them again.
All right. So I've started a new segment, which is what I like to call Chick Think. And I've realized that our society's being slowly destroyed by too much chick think. And now it's not just chicks.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's an idea.
It's a way of thinking.
Yeah.
So we just had the mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti, thinks like a chick. So he does chick think, and then chick think leads to horrible policy because it's always like, here's what I'm wishing for, but here's what you get.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, what if we got rid of cops and instead had community ambassadors? And it's like, that's great until somebody's got a knife, and then they're fucked. You know what I mean? So this is, and I'm going to give you guys, we'll put it to a vote. So the leader in the clubhouse now for Chick Think is the chick from TMZ, which I watch religiously.
Oh, really?
I love TMZ. And she's been on the show. She's been there for like 8 or 10 years. And the other day they were doing a story about some rapper who ordered a bunch of like Taco Bell and then passed out, didn't eat it the next day or something. And then everyone in the room tells their story of the time they went out partying with their friends, drank too much, ordered a bunch of shit, and passed out.
Right.
And got stuck. You know, you're on the hook. Obviously, you have to pay for it. So here's number one in Chick Think, and then I'll play you 2 more.
Like $100 worth of like
All right,
pizza.
go to the top.
Eat it. I mean, that's the whole point.
I always have a little audio. Is the sound... We always start it when the sound isn't up, right, Chris? Is that what we do, or is there something I'm missing?
I think they like to fade in.
No, that's
know.
not it.
I don't know.
We get. There's something about having the sound up that catches us off guard when we play clips. But here we go.
I was in New York. I ordered like $100 worth of like pizza, burger. We fell asleep, woke up the next morning, and they wouldn't give my money back. They tried to say it was my fault because I didn't answer.
It is your fault. That's totally
We
on
were
you.
so late. I don't understand. There should be a clause.
A clause, if you order it and you fall asleep, it's on you. What do you want them to do? Take it back to the kitchen, say take it off for bills? You didn't answer?
I don't know.
All right, so that's the leader in the clubhouse for Chick Think because first off, you have to be outraged over something that you created that is 100% your fault. Like, the idea that you would need to share that story, like, let me give you an example. You know what I mean? We ordered a bunch of food and we passed out and we had to pay for it. But then it ended with the ultimate Chick Think, which is at some point someone goes, what's the plan then? What would you want to do? And they go, something. I don't know, but something other than me pay for the food I ordered.
I think that attitude comes from when you're like, you ever like, you order something and then you drop it and then they immediately go, oh, we'll get you another one. A lot of places do that.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's like, and that just carries over. They just think, oh, well, that can happen, you know?
All right. That's number one Chick Think. I got 2 more, and we can figure out where the most Chick Thinking is. Recently, this is Representative Linda Sanchez. By the way, if I see any woman over the age of 45 that has different colors in her hair, like red, pink, or blue, I'm out.
He's like pink streaks.
Your policies are shit. I don't have to listen to anything. If I hear...
Because your decision-making has...
Obviously, there's some issues with your decision-making. That's right.
Yeah.
You've made bad decisions, right? This is her a couple of weeks ago going after an FBI whistleblower, which is weird because the Democrats used to love whistleblowers, but now they're angry at whistleblowers. And she decides that she read a tweet of his on an account of his that wasn't his. And it could have been, this guy's name is Marcus Allen. Somebody went, oh, it's probably the football player.
Right.
She was alerted to the fact that it was not him. She kept going. That's the whole point. So it'd be like me going, so, Erik Griffin, you said you've never uttered a divisive thought. Well, let me read your tweet at Erik Griffin, and you'd go, that's not me.
That's Eric with a C.
That's Eric with a C, and then I go, hold on. I'm going to continue. That's
Still explain yourself, sir.
anyone who's ever argued with a woman understands how it works, right? But keep going. All right, here it is. Here's Linda Sanchez.
Mr. Allen, have you ever used Twitter? Yes or no?
I have utilized Twitter, yes. Ma'am.
Okay, and is your account at Marcus A970-50645?
That is absolutely not my account.
Okay, that's not your account. Well, on December 5th, 2022, an account under the name Marcus Allen retweeted a tweet that said,
That
quote,
is not my account, ma'am.
you haven't let me finish the question,
Might
sir.
have been the football player.
You haven't let me finish the question. And the time is mine.
All right.
On December.
All right, that is...
Wow.
That's as chick dinky as chick dinks
Oh,
get,
wow.
right? With a weird,
really bad.
with a dusting of righteous indignation,
Ooh.
like, sir,
Ooh,
I've not yielded my time.
I think we've all had that fight with our wife.
Yes,
You know.
it's a. Here's what you did, and then you produce evidence that you didn't do it, and that does not slow the roll.
Yeah, he said, that is absolutely not my account. It's my time, sir. It's my time. That is probably the football player. I will give you your time, but for now, wow. That's got to be the
He
dumbest.
couldn't have been clear.
That's just stupid.
Right. Also, don't you want to vet these things a little bit? Like, these people have aides and assistants and stuff like that. Like, Marcus Allen, first off, there's a guy named Marcus Allen who is a USC Heisman Trophy winner and an NFL Super Bowl champion and everything. You could vet. You could go, is this Marcus Allen's a pretty popular name? Maybe let's make sure it's his name.
I'm going to tell you what this is. It just says about what kind of boss she is. Okay? Mm-hmm. And she's probably a tyrant. You know, she's probably one of those who's like, get me something on Marcus Allen. And her people were like, okay, just Marcus Allen. We got it. You know, it's like, imagine like not one no person, because that's a lot of yes people around.
Yes.
Her, you know, there's not one person to be like, there's nothing. He doesn't have a, hey, I don't think you should do this.
Don't say that.
I don't think you should. You know what I mean? That you don't surround yourself with people that don't care if you look like a idiot.
Yes.
Why would you want to look like an idiot? Well, I mean, the hair alone and that green jacket is already like, we can start here.
As I explained to everybody, this person, Linda Sanchez, always, by the way, always from California. We are like they would do like back in the day. They'd go Penn State linebacker, all the great linebackers. All the craziest come from California. We breed insane bitches. That's what we do in California, because whenever you hear somebody on TV who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, it's always, she's a representative from Orange County, California. It's like they're all from California.
From Riverside.
They're all the nuttiest women in Congress and in the Senate. They're all from California. But let's just watch that one more time, because it is it's so priceless. Yeah. But here's what I wanted to say. This person, Linda Sanchez, this isn't all she does. I have to explain to people all the time. She makes policy on everything. So whatever it is you'd like her to think clearly about, it's not just this. She doesn't just talk to whistleblowers. At some point, somebody's going to ask her about some policy that involves energy or wetlands being reclaimed or something like that, and she's going to bring the same kookiness to that.
And by the way, and here's something else I have a problem with right here. You could tell she doesn't know anything about the internet. Mm-hmm. Because what person has a Twitter account that would be like if my Twitter name was Griffin 578654 - that's a clear sign that whatever that is, this is not a real thing.
Right.
Like, she's the kind of person that sends money to a Nigerian lawyer.
I'm looking at the Twitter account. No profile picture.
That's
no
what
picture.
I'm saying.
All right, well, let's hear it one more time, because it's so precious.
Mr. Allen, have you ever used Twitter? Yes or no?
I have utilized Twitter, yes. Ma'am.
Okay, and is your account at Marcus A970-50645?
That is absolutely not my account.
Okay, that's not your account. Well, on December 5th, 2022, an account under the name Marcus Allen retweeted a tweet that said,
That
quote,
is not my account, ma'am.
You haven't let me finish the question,
Might have been
sir.
the football player.
You haven't let me finish the question.
All right.
On December.
So,
Yeah.
all right, could be the leader in the clubhouse and chick think?
So far, yes. That
So far,
that is
yes.
brutal.
Number one.
Like,
Sorry,
she's
chick from TMZ.
Yeah,
but
the
there's a new
TMZ
sheriff in
girl was
town.
like, she just was a drunk girl that, like, she just like that's a pretty girl doing pretty girl things. There's a difference. There's an entitlement. There's entitlement, and then there's just whatever that is.
I agree, but to make the argument for the TMZ girl, she's. I'm not here to defend her, but I do feel compelled.
Okay.
She is saying to a group of people, can you believe what happened to me? Thinking they were all going to go, oh my God, yeah, what the fuck? Never stay at that hotel again. She literally is so miscalculated that she's talking to a group of 20 people thinking like every once in a while. You ever do that thing? I mean, we don't do it, but sometimes there's that thing where you go like, I tried to get into this parking space and some guy, just because he had a handicap van and was there before me, thought it was his space. And you're like,
okay.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think that would be his. I know you're making an example of
counter
something.
argument.
Yes.
Counter argument. This reminds me of my wife. Okay. So if my wife should fart, okay, and I say, what? She will go, well, you ordered.
That's on you.
You ordered that chicken with the spicy. I told you. That's what that was.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
All right. So Linda.
She was really taking responsibility, but just kind of being facetious and being like, all
right.
How dare they? But that lady, this lady, and by the way, she was voted in, right?
Yeah. And Linda, when she
even
realized
scarier.
it wasn't Marcus's account, her saying, oh, that's not your account, well, on December, 0.001 seconds between her realizing that wasn't his account and still powering forward.
In her mind, she's flogging her assistant.
Well, on the subject of powering forward,
I can't wait.
There's
Can it be topped?
There was Mayor Libby Schaaf of Oakland, and there was a big controversy in June. I don't know, it was 2020. It was a few years back. You remember the story, I think. There were a bunch of hoops that were hung in a park in Oakland on a tree branch, like multiple hoops. And then, of course, because our society's a piece of shit and CNN's a piece of shit, everyone's like, there's something in a circle, it must be a noose. Like everything is like, that's a noose. Somebody put a noose there.
Yeah, this is also all the Bubba Wallace stuff. That
everything is like
too.
a pull handle on the garage at the NASCAR pit. That's a noose. Like all the news does is look around for things that are shaped in a circle and yell, it's a noose. Like, is that a space saver spare? Or could it be a noose in your clan wagon? So they found these things. So, of course, they got to launch they got to get the DOJ involved. Everyone's got to get involved. And then at some point, some black dude who works out at the park goes, I put those up because I like to do like a gymnastic workout where I like grab one, grab the other, whatever it was.
With the rings.
Yeah, he hung them. He put them up.
Right.
Case closed.
Yeah. Should be case closed.
Well, let's see what Mayor Libby
The
Schaaf.
Police Department has turned over the evidence to the FBI. We have to start with the assumption that these are hate crimes. We cannot take these actions lightly. These symbols are symbols of racial violence, and it's incumbent on all of us to have that sensitivity, to have that knowledge. And that is why I've directed our staff to remove any such symbol of hatred, regardless of the intention of what put it there.
Regardless of a black guy putting it there to work out in the park. And also, you have to assume that everything that's in a circle shape is racist first. That's what you have to assume.
Yeah,
think.
And then she posted, look, intentions do not matter.
That's all. It's only intentions.
Well, that's
by the way.
That's when you're doubling down.
And she then, so here's where the ultimate chick thinks is. So she gets the FBI involved. Then the black guy who hung the hoops says, I hung the hoops to work out. And she says, we're still moving forward with the investigation. So I'm going to will this into being something racist. Yeah, so that's a lot of chick think there. I mean, there's a lot of chick think going on. There's a variety of chick think.
Yeah, that's closer to what Linda was doing, or Linda Sanchez was doing.
Mm-hmm. But Eric, what do you? How say you?
Oh man, this is a weird one for me. I think that the middle one is really, it's really like a thought of being like, because that is like, you are wrong. You know what I mean? Like someone goes, oh hey, you made a mistake, and then you're like, no, I didn't. You know, that's what she did with that one. The other one, that's a bigger. This last one is a bigger problem of this sort of like, you know, liberal think, you know, of like, you know, I'm a good person and I'm going to show you how good a person I am. I'm against racism, you know? And then instead of finding maybe some real racism, which is probably out there someplace, you know, but you can go, hey, let's really stop this. You want to just, because who cares?
Right.
Like, that's the thing you're going to be like, this is a symbol. There's so many symbols of injustice and inequality. And then that's not the one.
Also, I would argue you're the mayor of Oakland. Your time is limited. There's many problems your city may have. How many calories do you want to burn on nothing?
Yeah, you lost the Raiders.
You lost all your sports franchise.
The crime and poverty and all these kind of things you want to, and then you want to like talk about. Wow, I wish we could. There's no footage of the guy.
There is. I think
just being like,
I think
we have one of the guys like in the neighborhood doing a press conference, like, oh, the neighborhood, we work out on these things.
We could probably find a clip of that.
Imagine you're in your neighborhood. And you're doing your
she's
thing.
tearing down the shit you use.
Yeah, but imagine like, you know, it sucks when someone else is telling you something that is like that you're just kind of like, this has nothing to do with what.
Sorry for her, but this is the blackest man on the planet. Like, he's got the African flag, he's got the continent, he's got the black fist. He's oh yeah. Let's hear what he has to say. Oh, it's just a picture.
It's a picture. Yeah.
It's a picture.
Oh,
so
that's too
he's
bad.
the guy. He does look like he does a lot of resistance training.
Yeah, there are a few press conferences with like the people from the neighborhood kind of.
But what's funny about this guy, the look on his face is even like, really?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, really? This is what we're gonna work on? Yeah, that's
all right. So
there's a big difference though between the Oakland mayor and then the Congresswoman Linda Sanchez. Is the Oakland mayor had time to think and go, do I need to do this now? Nobody's asking for this anymore. Like, we can just move on. Whereas Linda Sanchez was in real time, like,
that's exactly what I was going to say. In real time, someone said, that's not my account. Let me finish.
Right.
This other lady, I get it, where it was like, somebody brought her, hey, look what's in the park. Oh, my God. You know, and it was probably a white woman, too, by the way, who saw it and was like, oh, this, you know, and then she went with it, and then somebody said, hey, that's not, and then she was like, damn it, we've already gone forward with this, we have to continue. Like, that's dumber, okay? Because you had time to
digest.
You had time to digest and figure out, and then the fact that you kept going is arrogant,
yes,
and stupid. The other lady,
and it also agitates people. Like, we just have to assume there's race everywhere. Like, it's Oakland. You're in the Bay Area. Yeah. It's a park that's probably has a large black community around it. Is everything is racist everywhere, like all the time. She's horrible. And yes, Linda Sanchez.
Oh, and by the way, not to cut you up, but by the way, so you're in a black neighborhood, and as if in this black neighborhood, the noose is just going to be there. Like, so nobody in the neighborhood would be just walking by like, oh, there's a noose.
Yes.
The balls you have to just to even tie a rope around a tree branch in a black neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, but the fact that we just leave it there, the real thing would be if the noose was like, you know, if it's at like in LA, if it's at the Beverly Center.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine being an Oakland arborist where I had to like climb a tree. You know what I mean? Because you're standing under a big oak tree and you're throwing your rope up there, and the community's starting to come out of their house, and you're looking around and you're throwing, and you're wearing boots and jeans and a MAGA hat or something, and you're throwing this, trying to get the rope hooked up there so you can climb up the
All
tree.
Lives Matter shirt on.
You're driving a dually pickup.
Just a second, I'm putting this up to make and then
not a noose.
You got the Dodge Ram parked out front.
How long was it there for?
All right, we have the press conference. We have to have a press conference.
He likes to climb things. He climbed up that tree, put another rope here, put another swing there. The children are having a good time with it. But there's actually a family of father, mother, and little child, daughter. And he'll host her up in the garden, swing her around, and it, out of the dozens and hundreds and thousands of people that have walked by, no one has thought that it looked anywhere close to a noose.
Still got to get the DOJ involved, and we got to get the FBI involved.
My issue is, so everyone they get has to be the blackest person you've ever seen in your life.
Couldn't even see the guy.
Yeah, it's like what? I don't understand. I almost feel like they did that on purpose too. Like these news people are like, should we ask?
Who's the blackest man
alive?
alive?
Who's let's get the one that looked like he just got off a boat.
Background, it'll make him look darker too.
Yeah. It's like
is Yaphet Kotto around?
It's just like is Dikembe Mutombo here?
I would argue that Yaphet Kotto is blacker than Dikembe Mutombo.
We're gonna need a side by side. You good?
I feel like this is two sides of people being real crazy right here with this story.
All right, so let's pick a power rankings. Linda Sanchez.
She's number one, man.
She's number one.
That one infuriated me the most.
Yeah, me
even
too.
over Libby Schaff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got TMZ chick coming in third.
Yeah, she's coming in third. Because that was, you know why? That one's harmless. It only affected her.
All right. Just to be clear, we have a new power ranking.
Yes.
All right. Now we have
a scale.
We have to beat Linda Sanchez.
Ooh, that's going to be hard.
That's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard for someone to be like, that's not my Twitter account. Let me finish.
But we have to try. We have to try. We have a leader in the clubhouse for Chick Dink, and that was it.
That's going to be hard.
All right, we'll take ourselves a quick break. We got news, but we also have our BIN network and our WIN network as well.
Different kinds of news.
Different kinds of news right after this. Let me tell you about Angie Homeowners. It's a lot of work to own a home. Whether it's everyday maintenance, repairs, or dream projects, it can be hard to even know where to start. All you need is Angie. Your home for everything home. Find a skilled local pro who will deliver quality and experience. Over 20 years of home service experience. Bring them your project online or with the Angie app. Answer a few questions and Angie handles the rest. Look, you're busy. You don't have time to do all this stuff. Let Angie handle it. Take care of just about any home project in just a few taps. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit online. Visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com. ANGI.com. That's Angie. Let them do all the heavy lifting. The Jordan Harbinger Show, a different kind of sponsor for this episode. The Jordan Harbinger Show. Well, if you're a fan of fascinating podcasts and interesting people, you should definitely check this one out. There's an episode for everyone, no matter what you're into. Jordan talks with Scott Adams about persuasion in a world where facts don't matter anymore. Man, is he right. Or you go inside the dark world of wildlife trafficking. You'll always find something useful to apply to your own life, like routine changes to boost productivity or slight mindset tweaks to change how you see the world. Jordan's a good guy. We've had him on many times. I know the man well, and he's worth a listen. We enjoy the show, and we know you will too. So you can search The Jordan Harbinger Show. That is HARB as in boy, IN as in Nancy, GER on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Adam. Just moved from the Rust Belt down here to Raleigh, North Carolina. And not only do we have a P.F. Chang's and a Topgolf, we also have flashing yellow left turn arrows. So when you moving in, my guy? Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Criteria met. Erik Griffin is hanging with us. It is Pride Month, and somebody tweeted me about Pride Month, which was several years ago. It's probably been 16 years ago when I was doing terrestrial radio. I had Bill Mahoney, gay, who ran the board. I called him pre-op, board op Bill, which I don't think you can do today, but he had a sense of humor about it. And it was Pride Month back then, and he has this very rich car collector stepdad. And I said, Bill, because you're looking to fill 4 hours in morning radio, I said, let's call your stepdad and come out. Tell him you're gay. We'll do it on the air. And he said, I already came out to him, and he already knows I'm gay. It's been several years. And I said, well, let's call him, and you tell him you're now gayer. And he can think whatever he wants. But you're just going to come out and inform him that you're gayer than previously discussed. And
Classic morning radio.
He did. He called his stepdad and told me he was gayer.
I love Bill.
I love Bill, too.
What did them stepdad say?
I can't even remember.
That had to be like, okay.
It was, that's
because
what it was.
If you're a person that say you're supportive, but you're like, okay, I do you, and if someone calls you and says, but I'm gayer, you're like, what does that mean for?
We have Yaphet Kotto and Matumbo to figure out who the blackest man ever born was.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's tough, right? I mean, first off, they both have crazy names, right?
Yeah.
Yaphet.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know that's his name.
Yaphet Kotto.
You would just be like, oh, that's the guy from, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
Also, Midnight Run.
Yeah, he had such a long career.
But this may do it in the Who's Blacker department.
Uh-huh.
I believe Yaphet Kotto played Idi Amin in the movie called Big Daddy or something like that, like 1983 or some version of that, which could push him over the top. In the black, you're playing. This guy is so black, he played Idi Amin.
Yeah.
Did he play?
Yeah, he did. In the 77 TV film.
Oh, in 77?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was in a movie theater. Then somebody else maybe played Idi Amin in a movie from like 82 or 83. So I remember I saw it in the movie theater. We'll figure it out. All right. So we have Linda Sanchez is the chick thinkiest person on the planet, and Yaphet Kotto is the blackest man on the planet.
Whoa.
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Or the guy from the Oakland Park.
I think Wesley Snipes still.
Yeah.
Pretty dark, too.
Yeah. You may. Yaphet played Idi Amin, and what was it called? Was a movie called Big Daddy? And then, why did I see it in a movie theater?
He is in a movie. He did play a guy named Big Daddy. The Monkey Hustle. He was Big Daddy Fox in that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that seems mildly racist. We should get the mayor of Oakland on that shit. I found some real racism here.
I don't.
What year was that from?
That all made me uncomfortable.
That was 76.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
God, so who played? Kotto played Big Daddy.
That doesn't sound good.
In the Monkey Hustle, that's what it says here. But, ooh, man, that's some blaxploitation, man. That's big time. Oh, is there a trailer for that?
Maybe they were making fun of.
It could have been parody.
Yeah, it could have been a parody. There was a lot of that going on. 76 to be doing that still? I don't know.
There's got to be a trailer. If there's a trailer for it, we need to find it.
Because, when was Blackula?
Oh, that's around that time.
Is it? Yeah. Was Blackula I thought that was early 70s, though.
Oh, he played Idi Amin in Raid on Entebbe.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
So he played Idi Amin twice. That's how black he is. All right. Well,
the intensity of which you like is so sure.
I'll pay good money if somebody can find the trailer for the Monkey Hustle.
That was a good
That's
bad
it.
joke.
We have it.
Oh, we have it.
We have it.
This has got to be
Oh,
gold.
boy.
Well, this is
Monkey Hustle.
what Eddie Murphy's movie was about.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Rudy Ray Moore, man. That's like he was okay. Now it
Did
makes sense.
Rudy Ray Moore? What's the over/under on him? Did he see his 67th birthday?
Ooh.
Or let's just do a vote. Rudy Ray Moore.
67?
I'll put the over/under at 68. You're going over or under?
So he had to get to 69, huh?
Mm-hmm. Or beyond.
I say over.
You're going over.
I'm going over. Because he had money. Him going over.
Okay. I don't know anything about the man.
Oh.
It just seemed like one of those guys who didn't make it out of the 80s.
Yeah, well, actually, did he have a drug problem?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Oh man, this is I'm still reeling over like, wow, that was something that was going on, that they were making movies like that.
Yeah, and that was who Eddie Murphy played in Dolomite as my
Yeah.
All right. Rudy Ray Moore was born when?
He was born
Could
in
still be alive.
1927.
1927. Died in.
Ready?
Yep.
2008.
Oh, wow. And a good run.
Yeah.
Good run.
I knew it.
Complications from diabetes.
81?
81.
Wow. Complications of diabetes at 81 that's pretty.
That's a good way to go.
Yes, yeah. I'm just saying you lasted, because nowadays diabetes, you're not, you're figuring that out at like 44 now or stuff like that. When you got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had a lot of achievement days.
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
Final years.
Rudy Ray Moore. Yeah. And an influencer in the black community.
Yeah, he was making those movies.
All right. Well, there you go. And Yaphet Kotto.
Well, we found someone
Nice little-
blacker.
yeah. Are we the Black Information Network now?
Yeah,
We
I
could
think
very
so.
well be.
Oof.
All
The
right.
uncomfortable Black Information Network.
All right, Chris, you got some news?
Oh, I think Dawson has some stuff.
All right, Dawson. I was going to save it for another show now because I know we've talked
Kinda
about
dived
it.
in.
We've covered a lot of black ground in the show already.
Yeah.
Save
We're
some of it for
we're at an hour 6.
for the next show.
Well, can I do a story about a black person?
All right.
That'd be all right, because there's an investigation. There are a few investigations going around. One of them is on one of the NBA's biggest stars, John Morant.
Oh,
So
right.
So he's been in a lot of trouble over the last, few weeks, months maybe. So mainly for going on Instagram Live and then flashing a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which he got busted for before, right?
He got busted for it before, and then it happened to him again more recently. This time it was on his friend's Instagram. His friend went live. They were driving a car, and he quickly flashed it.
Imagine if somebody just went, look, here are the terms, Eric. You can keep your gun. You can shoot your gun. You can put it under your fucking pillow. You can do whatever you want with it. You're going to get millions of dollars a year. Big fat contract. You just have to prevent yourself from being filmed with your gun. I'm not saying you need to hide it. I'm not saying you need to put it in a gun safe. I'm not saying you can't shoot somebody. I'm just saying you must, for this allotted period of time while you're playing in this league, you must not film yourself with your gun. I'd say that's easily achievable.
He's got the same people around him as that senator who was giving her information about Twitter.
Right.
That's what this is about.
Nobody's calling him out.
I mean, what happened in the video is they're just young guys in the car,
right?
And then as soon as he did that, the other guy was like, "Uh-oh,"
yeah.
But then he doesn't realize is now the phones have this. Someone was recording,
right? Because it was live. Yeah, his buddy realized it and just put his phone down and kind of averted.
My
the
thing
camera.
about this is like I don't like when people get into the whole like about the gun part of it, because to me it's like listen, gun nuts would be mad because that didn't look safe. You're in a car. This guy could have braked.
Mm-hmm.
The gun could have hit the dashboard, and maybe something terrible would have happened. So it's about the gun safety, but not about like the gun itself. But I'm with you. Like it's the NBA said to him, "Hey, do not do this. You're a role model to kids. We want to have a certain image." And it's like he put literally $1 billion on the line. Like, seriously, he put $1 billion on the line because in this day and age with the TV contracts going, for him to get a $260-something million contract at being so young, he was on the way with his Nike contract and everything because in 10 years, athletes are going to be making $1 billion and it's going to be nothing.
And he was on track of being like the face of the NBA. Like he was like a new star.
And anyone doesn't believe me, you go back to like 1981 and they go like, Pete Rose is the first man to sign $1 million contract, $1 million contract. And then everyone would be like, $1 million? Who's you get $1 million for playing sports? Like they would go nuts over $1 million. Yes, it'll be $1 billion.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Even like even when Magic Johnson signed a 25-year $1 million a year contract, his ridiculous contract that he signed. But yeah, they're going to make $1 billion. It's going to be so easy to do that. I mean, you already have these baseball players. What sport? Who's watching baseball?
Nobody.
And they're signing 9-year, $400 million contracts.
Yeah, I agree. So
it's like, what is this guy doing?
I want to defend him though as well, which is you should be able to prevent yourself from taking your gun and waving it around. Yeah. On the other hand, guns are legal and shooting people is illegal. And so as long as you don't do anything with your gun that's illegal, I don't care that much.
Well,
but we did do an interesting thing. Yeah, I mean, it's nuanced. But what I'm saying is there's an interesting thing. So we used to say murders in crime. And they'd go, over the 4th of July weekend, 12 people were murdered in Chicago or whatever. Now they do gun violence. So they politicize it. They go gun violence. And it's like, the problem isn't gun violence. It's people think it's a good idea to use a gun to kill somebody else. But we go gun violence is all gun because the media is hard left and they spin it all this way and they can't do a whole thing in Chicago about black on black crime. So they just go gun violence because they don't like guns. But they're forgetting about the part that someone's holding a gun, think it's a good idea to shoot a teenager. But they go gun violence. So now if you wave a gun around, you're double screwed before we started coining the phrase gun violence when we just meant murder.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just some further backstory on this. So Ja released an apology. Yeah.
But this is also his 6th offense that has to do with like violence and guns.
Right. Yeah. There's more to it. So, he released an apology after this incident, and a lot of people are accusing him of using AI to write it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You want to read it?
Yeah.
I know, quote, I know I've disappointed a lot of people who have supported me. This is a journey, and I recognize there's more work to do. My words may not mean much right now, but I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continuing to work on myself. So there's that, and then so he was suspended during the investigation, and then Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, just revealed that the investigation has now come to a head, and they've actually uncovered other things as well. So they're going to announce what they're going to do with them after the finals because they felt it's unfair to get into this during the final.
Adam Silver creeps me out.
Yeah, the way he looks, just like the skeleton-y.
Everything about him creeps me out.
He looks like, if like Uncle Fester, like,
went keto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like
Uncle Fester's been working out.
He looks like the dentist from Marathon Man. Now that's a deep cut.
Yeah, his neck is the same width as his head.
Or like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia right before he didn't make it.
Yeah. If you find a picture of the dentist from Marathon Man, does anyone know that movie?
I don't.
Dustin
Hoffman movie.
Yeah. All he did was there's like an evil dentist from
he looks like he could play an evil dentist. I'm
yes, he could easily, if you're looking for an evil dentist, look no further than Adam Silver.
You could just say dentist.
Yeah, you're right. They're all pretty bad. All right, what else? What else we got? Sorry.
All right, so are you excited about Sex in the City, Adam?
I am.
Right. Did you watch the spinoff show?
I did.
You did? Okay.
There's a spinoff show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just like that, it's on Max.
On Hulu? Or?
Max, HBO Max.
Oh, HBO Max.
Or now just called Max.
It's just Max.
It's just Max.
But I always think, what happened to Cinemax? Is that just gone? Are they mad?
So.
I don't know. I don't go with the abbreviated. Like, I still say Kentucky Fried Chicken. I haven't even signed off on KFC. So I'm not. It's going to take a long time before I get to Max.
So you still say the Learning Channel?
The Learning Channel.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm proper that way. I love Sex and City. I always have. I've seen the movies. I've seen every episode. I watch, and I never stop watching. And now Samantha's coming back.
That's exactly right. So Kim Cattrall, who plays Samantha.
They finally got her back, huh?
Yeah, so there's been a feud.
Up.
She said, she's publicly said that she thought Sarah Jessica Parker created a toxic work environment, mistreated her.
Mm-hmm. I hate Kim Cattrall. I hate her because I hate any time somebody won't answer a question when they're being interviewed. Especially a hypothetical question. But Kim Cattrall was interviewed outside. First off, Sarah Jessica Parker's the draw. So what? She's a little bitchy. Yeah. Get your fucking paychecks and keep walking. I don't subscribe to this part, and anyone who works here knows this, where you have to be nice to people you work with.
Oh, they know.
They know. To fucking
everyone here knows,
get
Adam.
paid and get the fuck out. We don't need to be nice. It's called work. You hear Jimmy Johnson? The asthma field's over there, bitch. Yeah. That's what work is to me.
You people hear that in there?
That's right. So that's how I came up.
Yeah.
That's what work was.
Yeah.
All right. So she needs some whatever environment. The environment that needs to be created at work is where you make a shitload of money and then you go home and spend it. That's the environment that you're looking for. All right. Also, she was in front of, years ago, for the Emmys or something, somebody interviewed her on the red carpet. And they said something like, you have a prediction, or what do you think, you think Sex and the City's got a good chance or whatever. And she went I won't say because I don't want to jinx it. And somehow saying something about it would jinx it. But then she went on to lose. So all I'm saying is doesn't that fuck up her policy? Now she has to make predictions on the next one because she fucked herself up with her own policy of jinxing things by talking about things that she didn't talk about, and she came home without an Emmy.
Yeah,
but anyway, I hated her. I hated her since I saw her in Mannequin with Yaphet Kotto in 1983.
Was he in that?
May have been.
I
don't think so. But she was the hot mannequin.
Look, she's back. Of course she's back. They probably called her and she was like,
well,
you need money. I mean, it's you know what I mean? He's going to turn down here's.
So I follow this closely.
Oh, okay, tell me. Ooh,
but not,
give us the tea.
But not. But not.
Who would have thought the Sex in the Cities?
Oh, I'm the expert. Except for I'm not such an expert that I get it right between Sex and the City and Sex in the City. I toggle back and forth. So on that,
there should be
I don't know.
Spin-off podcast, the after show with Adam Carolla.
Sex in the City with Adam
Sex
Carolla.
with the City.
So it's Sex and the City. Yeah. So unconsensual sex with the city with your host, Adam Carolla. So she has not made an appearance on Sex and the City in 13 years.
Yeah.
People don't know that. She was not part of the spinoff on HBO
the
Max.
Yeah.
And she came back but would not do a scene with Sarah Jessica Parker. They were not together. Right. They both said maybe unilaterally we're not going to be in the same room together. So they did a phone conversation scene where neither one of them was even talking to the other one in real time.
Yeah, they just filmed her phone side.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so she did this cameo.
Oh, it's just a cameo. She's not back on the show.
Yeah, it's a reboot cameo, but she did it without seeing or speaking with Sarah Jessica Parker or even the showrunner Michael Patrick King. So
that's crazy.
Those are her stipulations. Those are her demands.
We have Adam Silver and the dentist from Marathon Man.
What? Wow. Both look very evil.
They're both evil dentists.
Adam Silver will be in the reboot for sure.
As the evil dentist, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Marathon Man was Dustin Hoffman running in Central Park for 2 hours. That's all I remember.
There's nothing wrong with Adam Silver. Like, does he have something, or this is just what he looks like?
Oh, is he stricken with something? Yeah, I don't know.
I always should think that. It's does he have some kind of one of those rare whatever, or you can live with it, he takes pills every day or something?
I don't know.
Or is he just this weird?
I don't know. All right. Take another quick break. Come back with more news right after this. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are in the business of keeping your car on the road. They offer friendly, helpful service and the parts knowledge you need for your maintenance and repairs. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free in or out of the car. If it needs to be replaced, they'll help you find the right battery for your vehicle. If your check engine light is on, O'Reilly Auto Parts will scan it and retrieve your trouble codes for free. If needed, they'll even refer you to a repair shop. When you're a do-it-yourselfer and need a specialty tool to finish the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and ask about their loaner tool program. Simply pay a refundable deposit and borrow the right tool. Then get your deposit back when it's returned. Ready for some new wiper blades? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help you pick out just what you need for your car and will even install them for you for free. O'Reilly Auto Parts has thousands of quality parts and accessories in stock that you might need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Place your order online at O'Reilly Auto Parts and then pick it up at your local store. You can even have your order shipped directly to your doorstep, giving you the freedom of shopping on your schedule. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. Let me tell you about Turo Innovative. It's the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want, wherever you want, from a community of local hosts. Browse a huge selection of vehicles for just about any occasion or budget. Book an SUV or a minivan for a family road trip, a pickup truck for some errands, or even test drive an EV. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Find your drive. Forget your boring rental cars at Turo. Turo.com.
In celebration of Jim Carolla's upcoming 92nd birthday, here's a list of 92 things Jim Carolla has never done. Number 67. Owned a Hustler magazine. Just one of 92 things Jim Carolla has never done. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
First of all, no one ever owned a Hustler magazine. You just found them.
Came across
You
them.
just came across them.
Yeah.
It's like I talked about this on my podcast, Riffing with Griffin. Like a tennis ball. I've never bought a tennis ball. You just had tennis balls.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? I don't ever remember going to the store and buying a tennis ball. But I had a bunch of them. We'd play baseball with them. You'd play, you know what I mean? That's what you in the neighborhood because they wouldn't break anything. You know.
I have another thought.
Yeah.
Sort of the opposite thought, but it's the same phylum. No one's ever used the last rolling paper. They just lose. You just lose the rolling papers when people rolled paper. You never had a rolling paper and went, oh, out. It's my last one.
Time to buy more.
But you have said, I just fucking bought a brand new set of rolling papers. Where the fuck is it? That someone else will find later on in the life of the car or wherever under the sofa or whatever. Then they will use 3 of them, but not spent. It won't get to the bottom of it. Then it'll get lost or put somewhere. Never the last. Now you've used the last toilet paper every. That's 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Last rolling paper, and it's almost the same with duct tape. You never get to the very cardboard bottom. It's just
I don't think I've ever seen it.
You just go, there's a roll of duct tape. Where the fuck? I bought some rolling paper and a roll of duct tape like 3 days ago. Now, where the fuck is it? Someone else has it. Someone else is using it.
The only people that run out of duct tape are kidnappers.
You're right.
Because it's like when you have some duct tape for something, you just go, and that's about it. Right. And then you put that sucker away. Like, when are you using up duct tape?
My assertion is that you misplace the duct tape or somebody borrows it or uses it for something else and leaves it in the trunk of the car, whatever the fuck they were using the duct tape for. They use it before you get to that last cardboard roll piece. And rolling papers, never had the experience of just, no one's ever made the announcement, we need 3 joints. Oh, man, I have my rolling paper container here, but there's only 2 papers left. That's never happened. There's just, where the fuck are the rolling papers? I had them. They're not here.
Right.
Somebody find them.
You lose it before you use it all.
I mean, Dawson, you've rolled a lot of doobies.
I got to shit on your point here, boss.
Well, you're fucking
like him.
You're fucking Rastafarian.
Yesterday, I used my very last orange zigzag.
Gotta be shitting me.
You piece of shit.
Wow. At home?
Yep.
Rolled your last doob and
Rolled
used
the
your
last
last
one.
paper yesterday.
Yep.
Go to Applefield, Dawson. Get out of here.
But have you ever gone through an entire roll of duct tape?
Yes.
Yeah, well.
When you were using it because you're out of rolling papers? And you rolled a duct tape joint?
No, I have gone through the end of a roll of duct tape, and I was pissed because how do you run out of duct tape?
Yeah.
The other thing
and
about...
I had to go get more duct tape.
Now we need to check his basement for, a sex
runaways.
dungeon. Yeah.
Questions.
It's great for holding people against their will.
Mm-hmm.
What we got?
All right, so Al Pacino, a lot of people are talking about him right now because he's expecting a child, congratulations, at the age of 83.
Still got it.
Yeah, his girlfriend is 8 months pregnant. I think she's 29.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's mostly on the internet. Like, people are now saying, like, there's research that's saying, like, babies born to older men have an increased risk of arriving prematurely or developing birth defects, certain cancers, neurodevelopmental disorders. But they said the overall risk is still low. But
Listen,
mainly it's just everyone's just saying it's gross.
Here's how you know, and by the way...
Is it gross?
De Niro had the kid, the aforementioned De Niro. Had the kids
at age
late,
79.
too. 79. Who starred...
I'm trying to have kids late. I'm 51.
He starred with Yaphet Kotto in Midnight Run, so let's not forget that. But I will say this. Here's how you know God hates women. Because when a woman turns like 36, it becomes very difficult to have kids naturally, statistically. It's like they fall off a ledge at 35. You talk to Dr. Drew about it, like, oh man, it's hard. And then at 40, it's like, forget about it.
Right.
It's got to go full in vitro, everything else. Money, shots. It is like literally 35 and a half. They just fall off a cliff.
Tough.
Guy, 81. Bust a nut, cranking kids out. Just 80 into our 80s, just fucking firing live rounds
every time
and
he comes.
shitting out kids.
And then he falls asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you're right, Adam. Like, yeah, it's just...
Dude, but
It's not like guys dry up at 53 and women dry up at 35. Women dry up at 35 and guys got 50 years of hot fucking batch loading sex.
Okay, it's either one of two things. Either men, it's either God's a man, if you believe in that, or God's a woman that hates women. Okay?
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other.
It can't be both.
It can't be
and
both.
It can't be a third.
It can't be well, nowadays it could be both. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying that's because it's like when somebody says, well, God is a woman, I'm like, well, she hates women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a period, and even what women go through during pregnancy and the sickness and how they feel. It's like, come on. I know. And then at that point too, 75-year-old man is just out here like having babies.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure there's like
he's
a whole
81.
Age. Are they saying he's grooming her? Are they claiming that stuff too? You know how that happens?
No, the only thing I've been seeing, by the way, is 83. The only thing I've been seeing,
83.
Yeah, is just people just saying it's gross. Like they're not saying anything.
Well, in his defense, maybe he still got it. Maybe he's in the bedroom. He got some bedroom tricks at 83.
Let's come up with a good name for this kid.
I don't know.
Al Pacino's kid.
I think you got to go.
Well, your last name
is it a boy? If it's a boy, you got to go Tito.
Tito Pacino.
That's a fucking
I like Gino.
Gino
Pacino.
That's a killer name.
Gino Pacino.
Gino Pacino.
It feels good to say.
You're going to be the big man on campus because people like to say it. You're right. What people don't realize is people like saying your name. This is why political pundit Niger Ennis is not mentioned anymore. No one wants to say Niger Ennis.
Yeah.
It's too close to too many bad words. You know what I mean? But Gino Pacino, people just be going, they'll be at a party going, where's Gino Pacino?
Yeah,
you don't know Gino Pacino?
Yeah.
They want to say his name. He'll be cast in movies he doesn't belong in. He'll make varsity teams in high school. He's not good enough because the coach will go, give me Gino Pacino. Let's get him in here.
Yeah.
That guard, 6'1", Gino Pacino. Yeah, I like that. It's a good sports name.
Announcers want to say your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go Gino.
Well, this is like, I mean, when you look at this picture, are you thinking to yourself, is she into him?
I don't know.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Well,
because I really admit, because even when I'm with my wife, people are like, well, how'd you do that, Griffin? You know what I mean? So I get it. You know what I mean? My wife's 34. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. But you look at this and you just go, like, but that's why I know she can legit be into him.
Right.
But it's like, is she into him? How'd they meet? Listen, he's not Al Pacino for sure. They're not. I don't even know. Like that's.
Is this kind of hot talk we're going to hear on your pod?
No, but I mean, it's like, look at that picture of them. Like, you know, but I get it. Listen, I get it.
He's that's why you want to be Al Pacino. Do we know if it's a boy or a girl? Because now we got to come up with a girl name.
Oh, well, Gina Pacino.
I know, but I need that O.
You need the O. There's no O.
There's no O.
Yeah, there's no
it's
O.
masculine, right?
Well, it could just be like, you know, like how there's girls named Ryan.
Well, then we get to make up our own name, like name her Keno.
Yeah. Keno.
Keno Pacino. I'd fucking date her sight unseen.
You'd be in Vegas and they'll be like, Keno. You know, people be yelling her name all the time. I don't like that.
I thought you've worked out a worst case scenario in 12 seconds for an unborn child. You know, she'll be in Laughlin.
She'll be in Laughlin at a buffet brunch.
She'll be cocktailing in Laughlin, working the Keno.
Yeah. You know, it's like, oh man, that's something else though. This poor kid though, you know.
All right.
She was she graduated from USC. She's a film producer and she was previously linked to Mick Jagger.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, I love it. This is her thing.
She is a thing.
That's her thing. So I'm you know, listen, look at me. I'm totally okay with it. When I started dating my wife, okay, and she's so beautiful, right? And I was like, oh, I need to see pictures of your exes and your dad. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, this is your type.
Can't confirm. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Put a ring on
because it's like if you are dating someone out of your league, and if you see pictures of the people they normally date, and you look nothing like those people, you got an issue.
Ask some questions.
Ask some questions. My wife's father is a ginormous man. He's 6'9", and he's a big guy. You know, and I'm like, okay. And I saw pictures of some of her exes, and I was like, oh, you like some meat on the bone. Okay, good. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
She dated Yaphet Kotto before you.
In 1979, they actually starred in a commercial.
Before the diabetes.
So that's the thing, you know. You got to know. So she was into Mick Jagger. She's like, she got an old guy thing.
Good for her.
That's her thing. So I'm like, leave her alone.
Also,
because what I hate, just real quick, what I hate is when someone looks at her and they think, oh, well, she's just because it's, you know, she's a gold digger or whatever. No, she like old rich dick. Okay, and you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, okay, you know what I hate? This is the thing I can't stand right now. It's like there's this like sort of fake like support of women in their 20s, you know? So what I mean by that is this. It's like if you take it, you have a 25-year-old woman, right? And you go, oh, she's a strong, independent woman. She's making her own money. She got a job. She's doing this, all this stuff. And everybody's like, yeah, until old dick comes around. Because then if she's dating old dick, they're like, she's a baby.
Yeah.
That's a baby. Yeah. She doesn't know how to deal with things. So is old dick kryptonite to women in their 20s? Apparently it is.
Old Dick's the name of the place I buy my clothes at. I just got a fucking pair of killer cargo shorts.
Oh, man. I would love to see that commercial. Hi, I'm Adam Carolla.
For old dick.
And I'm here for old dick.
Tired of seeing young people dancing, trying to sell you a fucking sweater? How about you rolling old?
He's got a hat on. It's like, this is an old dick hat special. You
Right.
know?
Every parking space is handicapped. An old dick. Come on down.
And the guy's using the old school tape measures for everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
The
duct
cloth
tape. You
line,
know?
the roll. Yeah. Well, I'll have guys with pins in their mouth just walking around.
But the big pin, with the big white tip, when it's just like, all right, welcome to old
with
dick.
the pin cushion bracelet.
Yeah,
Old
that's
school,
what it is.
man.
Old school. Oh, welcome to old dick.
Yeah, you'll be reprimanded for not smoking inside of old dick. Like if you don't have a cigar fired up,
don't belong
you will
here then,
be provided with one.
Yeah.
Old dick.
Yeah, that chick, she has a type. Old, rich, dick, good for her. Because there's not that many of them that are not already scooped up.
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, how many rich old guys are out there still? They've been scooped up. So she hit the jackpot.
And she has to compete against the actual gold diggers, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually like, I actually like you. You know what I mean? And that's probably why I bet who can he trust in the dating world?
Right.
You're Al Pacino. Who can you trust? You know what I mean? Your mom's into him. You know what I mean? And it's like, what do you do?
And also,
how does he date? So he hit the jackpot too.
Don't you also think that as the guy is the next guy, you have to kind of think, who was the last guy? And you don't want the last guy. It makes a difference.
Yeah,
because you have to picture them having sex.
You don't, but we just did.
I did.
By law.
Now we just did. Thank you.
All right. You must picture them, right?
Uh-huh.
And so the last guy, if he's, Dolph Lundgren or something, you got to go, oh, man, I don't know if I can keep up with that. And then there could be Lil Wayne or something where you're like, oh, man, that seems weird.
Yeah.
But Mick Jagger is sort of half woman and he's got a story to tell.
Well, he's got moves.
He's got moves, but he's kind of skin and bone. Like, that's very low on the scale of who was boning her 2 months before you showed up. Mick Jagger might be toward the top of that list.
Yes, but
Yaphet Kotto, lower down.
Yes, but when it's rich old dick, they communicate like ex-presidents. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's a club.
Yeah, you know how Obama and Bush, they're actually good friends because when you do that job, who can you call to be like,
No, you end up being like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier being good friends later. A couple of football coaches that were big rivals in college.
So
and they're hanging
Pacino
out.
picked up the phone and got on the phone with Jagger, like, tell me, is she really? She in us?
Right.
And Jagger's like, yeah, she is.
You'd have to see
he
it.
just does this all the time
he
for
has
no reason.
AirPods for his conversations. Yeah, there's a whole network.
There's got to be a network of like,
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's like what I'm saying is like, it's okay to have fetishes and it's okay to have like preference. Can we get back to it being okay to have preference? Her preference is rich old dick.
Yeah.
Let her have her preference. She's fine.
I agree.
She got to get impregnated. Well, he probably can't even. Pacino probably can't even use a condom anymore. He just reaches for it and he just shrivels up, right?
I don't think he could physically stretch it out. So
the condom,
he's
not enough upper
old.
body.
Yeah, he's brittle. He just
can't fluff that condom.
He's like,
He's got to blow into it first. Ooh-ah!
If it's a lube one, it'll fly away because you can't hang on to a lube one. I've tried to blow up a lube one; it just shot like.
She's got to be like, "I'll do it. I'll do it."
All right, let's do one more story here.
All right. Okay, so Eric brought this one up to me before the show too. So there is a runner in Connecticut who is suing the state right now because she lost to a trans runner in competition.
A dude.
Yeah.
So many times, but
Chelsea Mitchell.
her whole career, I believe, and she's just now being like, I feel like I robbed or something. I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah,
man.
she's broken 2 school records in her first meet as a freshman in high school, but she's teaming up with fellow runners 3 other fellow runners, and the 4 are suing the Connecticut Association of Schools and seeking to overturn a policy that allows transgender athletes to compete. So she's declared herself the fastest girl in Connecticut. So now that it's not true, she's challenging the state.
Good. I mean, it's what's going to have to happen because everyone makes a lot of fucking retarded policies and they don't really think it through. Yeah. And not thinking it through, first off, if you just announce, look, if a dude identifies as a chick, he identifies as a chick, no more questions asked, that's going to lead to a bunch of dudes in the women's locker room with their fucking male junk swinging around, idiots. You have to think about policy. You can't just go defund the police. My work is done. You have to work it out because if you don't work it out, it immediately leads to everything is crazy bitches with dogs at airports. There were 0 dogs at airports from the time I was born to the time I was 47. 0 dogs, and then somebody went, well, we just put on the honor system. You know, if you need your dog to fly, the dog's a service dog, or the dog forms some...
Everybody's got a service dog.
Blink your eyes, dogs everywhere. Yeah. Because you have to understand your own policies, you fucking idiots. And when you do this, and someone goes, look, you think you're a man, then you're a man. Policy, horrible policy, leads to this. You can work it out. You can go, well, if you have actually had your transition surgery and physically become a woman, and it's been more. You still got
man legs. You still got the different muscle mass, the different breathing. There's a whole biology to this. And the thing is like what I want to say is what I hate is that you can't have a discussion about it because if you have a discussion about it, all of a sudden you're transphobic. Look, Superman. Okay, I know this is a fictional example, but when he was Clark Kent, he didn't play football. You know why? Because he was Superman and he would have been better than everybody. So he made a choice like, I know I have this advantage, so I'm not going to do that. That's the thing that we're saying. Look, like it's even with swimming, with the swimming person, whatever.
Leah Thomas.
Hey.
Or Thompson.
It's a privilege to be able to compete, not a right.
Well, that's my whole thing with everything.
So you go swim at the YMCA. I'm saying you want to still swim, and we want you to still swim. We want you to swim as a woman, and we support you. But you don't get to compete with people who don't have the same advantage. I don't understand why we can't just talk about it like that. Look, when you're at a golf course, you golf?
Sometimes.
All right, well, you know when you golf, they have that woman's tee.
Yeah, the front tees, yeah.
And that's where when men and women are golfing together, they go, the women go from there, and the men go from here. Why is that? Because men are physically stronger. So whatever their reasoning is, they figured it out.
Right.
So let's figure it out with this. Maybe there's some sort of like second delay. So if you're a trans woman, you're minus 10 in the pool.
Well, also
handicap them a little bit.
You have to handicap because then you can. Okay, then we'll do.
Oh, well, I came up with an answer for this.
Figure something out.
For all the sprints, sandbag titties. There's big weighted it'd give you the look of a woman, and you'd have some unsprung weight. Like you'd be running. You'd have to deal with these sandbag titties. And here's how we would do it in automotive racing. If like one car's like a turbo and the other one's not a turbo, and the turbo car's winning all the time, they go, "We're going to add weight to the turbo car. We'll add weight." And what they want is parity. And so what happens is they'll just keep like adding weight until you guys have evened out. And we'll do that with sandbag titties.
Isn't it in racing, the cars can't go above a certain speed, right? Isn't it like at like 200 miles an hour? If the car can go over 200 miles an hour, then isn't it disqualified or something like that?
No, not that, but what they will do is because Ferrari's running a V12 and Nissan's running a turbo V6 that's half the size, but it's got the turbo, and they'll start working out like parameters, like, well, the intake for the turbo can't be bigger than so-and-so because we need to kind of end up in the same place.
This shit is science.
And that's why you like watching, because you wouldn't want to watch if one car was just 10 times faster than the other. I mean, F1, are you kidding me?
Well, you wouldn't want
a million reasons why those cars are exactly the same.
Well, you wouldn't want one car who's like, so let's say like, they started doing hybrid races, You know,
Right.
Then Ferraris comes and goes. Well, our car identifies as a hybrid,
Right.
and
Sandbag titties,
and we're gonna have it raced with your cars. And you're gonna be like, yeah, but that's a Ferrari.
Yeah, listen. Look, here's what we must do now. Here's the new trajectory for everything in life, right? Here's the new world order. Mm-hmm. It could be the trans athlete argument or the guy in Wisma throwing his junk around. It could be the border. It could be Black Lives Matter or defund the police or whatever semi-retarded policy we enact. Here's the new world order. One of these chicks, let's see, Linda Sanchez, gets into some position of power, and then she uses the chick think, and they announce that we have to defund the police, or we got to open the border, or that no child should be left behind, or no child unaccompanied, or the trans movement, or whatever. We must, or homeless people are just dehoused people who need a home. They're not junkies who are insane. All right, that's all that. And then what we have to do with the insane, fucked up policy is we all have to live it for like 3.5 years. It's like 3.5 years. And then at some point, when the cops pull back or the border gets opened up or there are people being bussed from the fucking border sleeping in Chicago or the trans kid is beating the shit out of the biological woman, whatever comes of the crazy bitches' policies, then now, while the policy's being enacted, you can't say shit. You have to go, oh, Black Lives Matter. No, I'm down with Black Lives Matter. All right, defund the police. Like, open the border. Let the kids across. Yeah, let the trans. I'm down with that. Or COVID anything. We all have to act like fucking zombies, buy into everything. That buys them about 3 years. And then at some point, people start getting killed or girls start getting whipped or whatever. And we start raising our hand going, maybe the virus came from the lab in Wuhan. Jon Stewart said it, not me. And then we circle back, and then there's a bunch of fucking lawsuits, and then Fauci was wrong about everything, and then people start suing people for being wrongfully terminated. Yeah. About 3 years later, and then we go, all right, maybe the policy wasn't great. I don't know why we have to live it for 3 years. I don't know why all the fucking sheep have to pretend like they agree with it for 2 years. But at some point, sanity starts to creep in. People come out from their shells and they go, yeah, maybe it's not a good idea to let whatever. But we have to go through the retarded dance.
We must crash and burn.
It's a 3-year retarded dance that destroys society that we must do first, and then we'll come back. All right, Erik Griffin, let me give you a plug. Sorry.
You were on there.
Well, why is that our new world order? But it is.
Right, we need that window.
Erik Griffin Comedy. Oh, sorry. ErikGriffin.com is where you go.
Yeah, baby.
He's all over the place and a really funny stand-up. I mean, I sat there next to Jay Leno pretending to laugh.
Fake laugh the whole time.
My laughs were in earnest.
Just fuming. Your jealousy sustains me.
I'm doing some shows with Tommy Howell over there at the Tennessee this Friday.
Yeah, City Winery.
At the City Winery, we'll be reliving some Wolverine action.
Is that a big
there.
theater?
I've never been there before.
I'm just wondering why there.
Huntsville,
he has a
Tommy's
residency there. Yeah.
He has a residency there.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
Vegas. Just go to amcroll.com for all the live shows.
We play all the same places. I love Jimmy Kimmel's club in Hollywood.
He's great.
In Vegas.
All right. Oh, and I want to thank the beautiful and newly renovated Harrah's for putting us up there and putting me up there in the suites. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's right in the middle of the strip. I love staying there whenever I'm in town. So thanks, Harrah's. And until next time, Adam Carolla, Erik Griffin, and Chris Maxipata saying mahalo.